Good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to let me speak to you today. I'm going to give my demonstration speech. What I'm going to demonstrate to you is how to properly wear a beard. So this will conclude our demonstration for the evening.
Yeah.
No, that's obviously not going to be my demonstration. That's obviously a hilarious joke that I told. What I am going to demonstrate to you tonight is the saxophone. This is part of a saxophone I have here. It's my main instrument. It's the instrument I've been playing since I was 12 years old, which means I've been playing it now for about 18 years, so longer than I care to think about or remember. It was invented in the mid-19th century by a musical instrument inventor named Joseph Antoine Sax, better known as Adolphe Sax. And it's by far his best-known instrument, although it's by no means his only instrument. He invented scores of instruments, including an entire family of brass instruments. What he specifically did was invent instruments for military band. And with the saxophone, what he tried to do is strike kind of a hybrid instrument. He wanted it to be to have the projection and the dynamic range of a brass instrument, but also have the intonation and the agility of a woodwind instrument. So he thought of it as a kind of modified clarinet. And it's definitely not less than that, but it is a lot more. Military bands really popularized it in the beginning of its life, and it was brought to the States originally by John Philip Sousa, and was made very popular by him. And so a lot of his military marches that you hear the original recordings of have saxophone in them, even though primarily now it's a jazz and pop instrument. So the saxophone family has about 8 or 9 instruments in it. The smallest of which is a soprano sax that's about 11.5 or 12 inches long. It's a sopranissimo saxophone, and then the largest saxophone is a sub-contrabass saxophone that is just over 9 feet tall, and it requires the aid of 2 people in order to play it. It can't be played by one person, so not terribly practical. This is the alto saxophone. It's the main instrument I play. And next we're going to take a look at kind of the parts of the instrument. This is the main body of the saxophone, and all of the keys are on the body of the saxophone. And basically, when you are playing it, you are blowing into a single reed mouthpiece. Mine is made out of metal, although sometimes they're made out of plastic or rubber. And you have a ligature that holds onto a reed. And basically, the vibration is caused by applying pressure midway down the reed. The reed vibrates against the metal, and that resonates the air inside the saxophone. And that's how it generates tone. This is really easy to think of as the engine of the saxophone. This is where all the sound comes from. And so when you're choosing a mouthpiece, the kind, the shape, the material, all of that's really, really important because that's going to affect the tone overall of the instrument. The mouthpiece attaches to the neck of the saxophone over a cork. This is how you tune the instrument, actually, by either extending or contracting the mouthpiece over the cork. This is what actually can affect the fine tuning of the instrument, so you make sure that you're in tune when you're playing it. The neck goes on to the body of the saxophone, and here we have a fully assembled saxophone. You can applaud, that's okay. It wasn't applaud worthy, but the reed vibrates the instrument, the mouthpiece, and the air inside it, and then you affect the pitch by closing and opening a series of tone holes with these keys. The general principle is the more tone holes you have open, the higher the pitch you're playing. The more you have closed, the more air that you're vibrating, the lower pitch. So the range of the saxophone extends from a low B flat to a high F sharp, and that's done as such. So that's basically the instrument in a nutshell. And now, if it's okay with y'all, I'm going to play you a little bit of music with it. I didn't get a chance to warm up, so hopefully this is going to be okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time to let me speak to you today. I hope you enjoyed that, and have a good night.